In this video, I'm going to share with you how I profit heavily from crypto when the price is boring, when it's sideways, even if it's red. In fact, I'm even going to explain why the majority of the time, I don't want crypto to pump. I want it to be red most days of the year. You see, the average retail investor tries to buy into a crypto and hope that it rockets to the moon so they can be an overnight millionaire. The reality is, smart people, smart investors and business people who invested in crypto understand that they just need to pick the winners. And one day when those winners rise, they're going to be successful. Let's take a deep dive into this. Make sure you subscribe if you like this type of content, then you're going to love what's coming up on this channel. So let's jump on over into the iPad. And we need to talk about this phenomenon, right? So most people will jump into a crypto. Let's say this is the date that they buy into a crypto. And literally the day they buy it, they're refreshing their portfolio, hoping, praying, begging on crypto Twitter that their coin just does this, right? Rockets to the moon, gives them that 100x so that they become super rich and happy, right? The reality is, if you're a smart investor, you will know that this story is heavily unlikely. And if it was likely, if it was the case that your coin did this, the majority of you with a sensible, rational brain may have sold when the price doubled, may have sold when the price 5x'd, may have sold when the price 7x'd, right? Who was to say you were going to wait to the 100x? And so when you find people telling you that this is the strategy, this is not the strategy that's going to get you wealthy in crypto. Even if you did find a coin like this, let's say you did find Shiba, let's say you did find Doge, let's say you did find Pepe or one of these projects, how much were you rationally gonna ever put into it? Were you ever really gonna go into a meme coin and put your final $5,000? No. Chances are that the average person who doesn't have access to a lot of cash, who is looking for these 1,000x's, would have just dropped $50, would have just dropped $100, $200. And even if this price therefore 100x's, it's not going to become hugely life-changing. And so the people who are making life-changing money on meme coins, those that can afford to drop 5,000, 10,000, or even six figures and forget it's even there, are the ones who are already super wealthy, generally the whales. And if you track the wallets online, you'll find this is the case. Those that profit really well from a Pepe were kind of the same audience that do well in Doge and Shiba, and same ones that are doing fun on Melania or Trump. They have access to big funds that they could actually put a meaningful amount, but not just put a meaningful amount, not take it out as it doubles, 5x's, 7x's, they sit till it goes to 100x. So I've told you what the strategy is not going to be. What is the actual strategy, right? How do you actually build wealth? None of this 1000x, 100x garbage. How do people actually build wealth? Well, if you take a look at any market, particularly let's, for example, use the stock market. For those of you who know my background, I used to be an investment banker in traditional finance at a major American investment bank, and that's where I got my start in investments, right? I was a trader at a bank before I was trading crypto. Excuse me. You will know that the stock market has outsized returns on a couple of days, right? You've heard of the saying, it's not about timing. It's not about timing the market. It's time in the market, how much time you spend in the market. The reason this saying came about was because the most of the returns in the stock market would come from a couple of days. If you do a statistical analysis of the NASDAQ, of the S&P, and the same can be said for Bitcoin, by the way, and cryptos, outsized returns come on a handful of days. For example, if you were in and out of crypto all year last year, and then suddenly you missed the days, or you were out of crypto for the days after the election, you missed most of the gains of 2024. Sorry about that, but you did on Bitcoin and altcoins, right? And so that's why it's so important that when you have conviction, you stay in the market. You're not playing hopscotch with your investment where it's 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, because you're going to miss the days where the returns are coming. The days don't come where it's like, oh, if a year was 1,000% return on Bitcoin, it's not spread evenly over every single day, right? It's not 2% day, 2% day, 2% day, 2% day every single day. No. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. It's losing days, it's winning days, it's losing days, and then big winning days and big losing days, which is why if you don't have exposure to the market, you're going to miss most of the returns from that market. So instead, What you need to learn to do in this market, in any market, by the way, this we're applying to crypto right now, but this applies for any market, is you need to learn how to accumulate. And the way I accumulate is when I buy a crypto investment, when I choose to buy an altcoin or Bitcoin or anything, I want the price to be suppressed. I don't go on crypto Twitter and cheering about it, and nor do the wealthy. If the wealthy have found the next big altcoin, if they found the next big narrative, guess what? The last thing they're doing is telling the world about it. No, they're trying to fill their bags. Now, once they've filled their bags at the price point that they're happy to buy, guess what? They start shilling to you guys, right? And unfortunately, that's the sad reality of it, because you guys then become exit liquidity. I'm not saying it you, because you guys, obviously the smart ones, you're on this channel, you're trying to learn the reality around crypto, not just chasing the next big retail pump and dump, right? And so by the time you hear about it from these people, they're happy because they've accumulated. They need you to be the exit liquidity. Let's explain this. So let's say you find a coin which you like, right? And the coin is trading, blah, 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 it's trading. Now you decide to take a buy, right? Now, if the price just goes up and you've only done one buy, you've done your one buy times a 10x, whoopee-doo, right? You've made some money. But how about if this price stayed depressed for a very long period of time, went up, came back down, went back up? Guess what? You had plenty of time to accumulate. You're accumulating, you're accumulating, you're accumulating, you're accumulating, you're buying the dip here, you're accumulating some more, you're DCing into the market. You're getting a lot of buys, right? And guess what happens when you get a lot of buys? Now, you now have the opportunity to increase your cost basis. So had you have just bought once, maybe you put a little bit of money in the market, right? Maybe you got access to a little bit of crypto. Is that going to be enough to give you the returns you want? Maybe that was just $100 buy. Now you've got loads of buys. Now you've got $1,000 in the market. So now if that project's 10x, you've got a real chance of building some serious money. And that's the difference. You need this accumulation period. You need this period where you have ample time to get cash and to buy the dip. And then when you're happy with your bag, that's when you want the price to pump, go on for its final run, and guess what? That's where you're going to get your exit, right? This is where you're going to sell, and you're going to start DCing out of the market, sell, 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 because this was your gain that you captured. And this is what fundamentally people get wrong. They don't realize that they need the price of their favorite projects to be suppressed for a long period of time so you can get cash and you can buy more, right? Get cash and buy more, right? So when you're doing the opposite, which is what we were talking about, you're just becoming market liquidity. Right? If what the wealthy are doing is they're waiting for you to come in on exactly that upward stretch. Let me show you this upward stretch. This upward stretch here, this is where they market. This is where they tell you, because they need the next audience to buy to be the opposite of their sales. Okay? So look, if you found a project you like, you stay quiet in this period. This is a dark period. You just go get cash, you buy the dip. You go get cash, you buy the dip. You go get cash, you buy the dip. When it's ready to rip, great. Now is the time for me to cash in. Let's tell everybody this is a great project. And they sell. Okay? So I want everybody to start reevaluating how they're buying crypto. Do not buy a crypto and go refreshing your portfolio, hoping it goes up. You're doing it all wrong. You should be buying a crypto because you believe in the crypto for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and you think it's going to have its move at some point. Now your job is to make sure you accumulate as much as you can before that move happens, okay? So you're buying in this area. This is your buy zone, right? Knowing at this point, your thesis is that it's going to go up here, right? Sell zone. And then you want it as long as possible in this buy zone. You don't care. You want it for as long as possible in that buy zone because that's what's going to allow you to level up, right? You don't want it to just buy and go to the moon. So to recap, when you buy crypto, the price is trading, you buy, you want it to be suppressed. You want the price action to go sideways and be boring whilst you go get cash and you buy the dip until your bag is a meaningful bag. You need a meaningful bag. You don't want a small bag. Loads of people catch good cryptos, but their bag is not big enough. They end up putting, $400 into a bag, and they did the hard work. They found the project that was going to 10x. But guess what? When it 10x's, you just ended up with 4 grand. Not going to change your life. Whereas if you did a buy there for 4, and you did another buy, and you did another buy for 4, and then you went and did some more and bought the dip again at 4, and you ended up putting, I don't know, 10K into the market, and then that project 10x's. Now you've got 100K. You've made your first 100K. Do that again, you've made $1 million. Right? And that's what you need to do. You only need a couple of projects which you DCA into over a decent period of time to build some serious wealth. Okay? So if you guys are trying to make your first million, just remember, you're 10x away first, right? Let's say you're starting off with $1,000. You need to 10x that to 10 grand. You need to 10x that to 100 grand. And then your final 10x. So you got 1 10x, 2 10x, and then 3 10x's. You don't need one big mega trade. Just 3 10x's. Find 3 projects like this, which you want to buy now in this zone that you know or have high conviction that it's going to 10x. And then make sure that over this time whilst the price is suppressed, you're buying in more. You're buying in more. You're building your bag. So there you have it, guys. That is the reason why I want most of my cryptos to be sideways. I don't need it to rocket high. If you don't believe in it, who cares? As long as I've got time to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, knowing that one day it will be that project's turn, the narrative will rotate across to that project. It will have its pump, it will have its 5x, 10x when the market finds it, and that's my moment to DCA out of the market. That is not my time to be buying in the market when the rest of the people are now buying in. I've done my accumulation. That was the coming out party, which is exactly when I need to be laddering out. Hopefully you guys found that useful. If you like these type of whiteboard videos and you want more in-depth output, like the actual tips, how I navigate this market, not the big, oh, look at this coin, look at this coin. No. If you actually want the insights like this, make sure you subscribe, hit up the like button, give me more ideas below in the comment section of what you want to see on this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.